Why, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base. That is because I'm having to do a couple of things of work here while I'm just working around. I've already done a handful of things off camera, in which case I do want to show you at least a little bit of it. I'm not going to show you everything I've been doing. But one thing I want to quickly do as I'm starting off today's episode is I've got myself a little bit of wool. It's not much. The sheep farm is not the most optimal. But I got enough red wool that I actually finished out the little border here. So the border around this entire storage system is now nice and finished. So that means I can now go through and begin putting in the white carpet that I was planning on putting in the middle here. So I just have to go through here and put in that. It's going to be a little while before it's all in just because of how much carpet is actually going to be required for this. So I do not expect to get this flooring done for a while. And I also do not expect the color to be the final product. It's going to take a while before I ultimately decide on it. I could wind up tearing out this whole floor and putting in stone slabs. I don't know. I simply am just trying to figure out what I like. So, I'm just having to put in all of this real quick, in which case, it's almost done. So, I also did a couple of other things as I'm walking back to the actual front here, very quickly. I just want to finish up putting in the carpet, almost done. And, oh, nope, messed that up. Dang it. And, oh, I almost had the full way around. Darn. I also did a little bit of work down here on the pigman farm. It is a very minuscule amount, but I was getting really tired of chickens in the farm. The pigman farm had a really big problem with chickens that would just spawn up in the actual farm. They'd drop down, they wouldn't drown, so I replaced the signs here with half slabs. So when my chicken drops down, they go up the slab and they drown up there. So I can get that. I haven't seen a chicken drop in since, but chickens are fairly rare whenever they do. Ever since they had baby mobs spawning chickens, it's made my life so annoying. There's been chickens infesting infesting, that's the correct word. There have been chickens infesting everywhere. It's like the old days of when I had the passive mob farm up and running, and there would just be chickens dropping down the chute, and they will drop in that chute and just wandering around everywhere in the base. It's like those days where I'm just like, there's too many chickens. They're making me lose my mind. With that, I also need to get some wood. Do I have any wood here? Yes, that should be enough. A couple of episodes back, I was doing work with the villagers, and I was basically just trying to secure them. I need to grab a torch. See, there's chickens everywhere. I was needing to grab some torches. A couple episodes back, I did some work with the villagers in which I tried separating them out. So that way they could actually, like, not be in the way of anything. Well, not in the way of anything. Be out of risk, I guess is the best way to put it. So that way I could have villagers up there and not have to worry about them dying, because that has happened previously. A zombie just randomly got in and killed all the villagers, and then I had to make a backup. Well, I didn't have to make a backup. I had to load a backup and lost an episode of work and had to worry about all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, if a villager does die up there, it's just kind of sad. Well, if the villagers die up there, it's just kind of sad, because I have a villager farm now. I just have to get them up there. Hopefully a zombie hasn't killed them. I haven't checked up on them since that episode. So, but I presume they're fine? Yeah, they're fine. But now what I'm wanting to do is I want to go through this area. I probably should have grabbed some slabs while I was at it. But I want to make an outline where I put in an actual wall. So that way there is no risk of zombies or anything like that. I do want these guys to be on this side of the wall, though. And same goes for you. And hopefully this will not lag the game. That is my hope at the current moment. And I don't know if that's going to be true or not. But I can hope. I can be hopeful. And after I get this in, I'm going to see if this is lagging throughout today's episode. Just putting in the singular one wall. Why is this guy doing? Well, why is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? If I drop this down, you will go in, and then I can continue putting this in. So I'm just going to sit here, push these guys in, and see if that lags the game. I don't think it will. I think having them just be able to walk around freely will be perfectly fine. I think it was the segmentation of them, and that was causing problems with AI, because as you can see, they're distributed very differently across this village, so that was probably what was causing problems. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to be testing out throughout the entire episode, seeing if I get a massive lag spike, and hopefully I won't while I'm building other parts of the base. Alright, so I have gone through and I have put up the wall. We now have a little glass observatory for the villagers, so to make sure that they haven't died or anything, I can look inside the glass cell here and be like, alright, you doing fine, boys? You doing fine? I think so. Once again, not a lot of them on this side, but that's probably what was causing the lag, is it's moving them around so much, and them having, like, particular doors they were wanting to look at was probably causing the lag. But regardless, I also did a little bit more work over here. I constructed what I was needing to construct here for a while, which is the full spawn room. So, for if you are not aware, this here is my direct spawn. This is where I spawn in the world, like actually. When I spawn up here, I spawn on any one of these spots within this room. So what I did is I extended it out so that way it is a full room, and it goes off into a way I can look at the villagers and go down that way, and I can now begin prettifying this actual room up here and begin putting things up here next to the villagers without having to worry about, like, the villagers walking over it, being able to spawn mobs or anything like that. I now don't have to worry about that. But either way, I still need to worry about actual vertical mobility, because that is still a very much worry in my base. Because I can jump down here, I can jump into this little pond, but how do I get back up there? How do I get to the villagers from down here? Well, the proper way to do so is to run up the base, run back there, run all the way down that tunnel, go up there. So I have to run all the way around my base in a massive circle. So what I'm thinking is I want to put in a drop down and go up spot right here at my spawn. So for that, I'm going to need a little bit of water and some time. So I'm going to try setting that up very quickly, and hopefully I can get to you guys with it nice and done. Alright, I am beginning construction on the way up here. It's just going to be very simple. It's just going to be a little hole here. And I actually thought of what a pretty good way to do this is, because I need to mark a hole, put in the water, but I don't want to pop up all the torches on the ground there and put it back down. So I feel it's simpler just to mark coordinates, but I actually just had an idea here. It's a bit odd. In which case, the hole's up there, and I could try eyeballing it. Well, the slabs fell here, so I'm fairly sure I know where it is. Probably right here or something like that. But if I hit F3 and I walk around, there is a thing called SL, and I believe that measures the sunlight. So I need that sunlight to be at 15, and that is where that hole is going to be. So I put the drop down right here, and if I set up a little thing, I should be able to fall all the way down, and there's also a nice little pond I can splash off into if I don't want to try duking my way back into that area again. So I'm going to quickly get back up there and set up the water. Alright, next up, there is a little bit of a problem, just a small one. So a couple of episodes back, I set up a little thing over here that was to get me up and down other levels. And I talked about in that episode how there's a possibility I might wind up never using it, just because of how psychology works. It is extremely out of the way, and it, like, when something is more work to use, you don't want to use it. So I am wanting to now, because once again, the reason why I don't use it is it's on the second floor. And the only thing up on the second floor is my furnaces and the nether portal. Now, it being on the same floor as the nether portal is cool, but I'm not hauling as many materials back from the mining project as I expected I would. I'm leaving a lot of them there, and if I need resources from there, I go over there and I grab it and I come back. So, what I'm wanting to do now is set up a very old mistake that I made a long time ago. forever ago, I wound up building this, which was a complete accident. I just measured wrong, and I refused to fix it for the longest time. I was just like, yep, nope, that's how it is now. And I want to, well, for the longest time, I wound up setting up doors on either side of this. So that way, if I wanted to, and just walk down this tunnel and just jump out into, like, this little area here and be like, yep, nope, I'm on the outside now. So I plan on now setting up this and putting down this table and putting in one, well, technically 2 doors to be precise. Putting in this and this. So this is how it used to be. If I were to grab this table and hop out there, you can see what it used to look like. Hop out and close that door, jump down here. That is what it used to look like. That's how it looked for possibly the first 100 episodes of this series. And I left it like that for a while. And then when I began to construct the iron farm, I knew that it was going to have doors in it and that doors would mess with it. So I didn't know where I was building it yet, and I went through my world and I found where any doors were, and I was like, these doors could possibly interfere, so I broke them. And I wound up building the iron farm nowhere near those doors, like nowhere near them. So they wound up just being broken for no real reason. So I'm putting those back for now, at least. And I hope to now as well, with that second little area there, I want to set up a water stream to go all the way up to that upper area. So I need to, first off, break out this little floor here. This is really old wood. Like, really old wood. Like, hoo-wee. What's a missing sand there? Huh. But that wood has been there for, probably since the series was in single digits. Good golly. But now what I want to do is, after breaking that floor, I'm going to want to try putting in a little walkway to go into a water elevator to get up onto the top floor of this base. So I'm going to try quickly constructing that and seeing how well that goes. And I'll be back with you guys, hopefully with a little floor put in. Alright, I finished up the little tunnel here, going all the way up, coming back down. Before I go up, I have a little sign in order to show that it is going to the auto sorter. I can theoretically change up that sign so I can have it just listing the floors, for example, because I did make the choice while building this, while heading all the way up here, almost there. This is a tileable design, meaning that if I wanted to, I could just have this go all the way up. In the event, I probably will have this base go even higher, just all the way to the sky. And if I wanted to do that, this here can go along with it. And I built this little room here that leads into the auto sorter. So I think it is a nice little kind of design here. It goes around this little design, so in the event I want to get to the furnaces, I can jump down this water stream and get down there. But I am not forced to, like, deal with it. Like, in the event this was, like, a 1 wide, then I'd have to... What? I guess... Oh! I was about to say, I could just walk over the thing, I guess. Because if I sprint, then it's 1 block. I guess I could sprint over it. Which I guess is actually pretty nice. I don't have to stick to the sides here. But I'm probably still just going to wind up walking to the sides, even though I can just run over the thing. But either way, now I got that nice and set up. And I can access all of my bulk materials a little bit easier. Just by going over to this stream here. Oh, it's not even a stream, it's a bunch of buckets. So I'd have that nice and set up. So hopefully I can begin using that for the future and access my storage a little bit easier. It's still like a bit slow, which is a bit sad, or it's just how that goes. But I have a drop down now all the way up there, so I can get down a lot faster. If I don't want to use that, I head down that little strip over here. And then just jump down there and then walk up this way. So I have a bunch of cool, like, ways of getting around the base. This base is very vertical, and if I'm going to have a vertical base, I want there to be cool vertical movement. Because that's just, in this game, there is no great vertical movement. So I have to kind of improvise a little bit with how I want to do it. And I feel water streams are the best way to do that. This water is, like, so usable. I can have it be a 1 block wide thing. Ladders are like the only other thing. I guess I can do pistons. Pistons are also a thing I can do. But like for both of those, pistons are just so bulky. You have to build a massive contraption for them. And ladders, you have to have a block and a ladder on that block. So it winds up being a 2 wide design, and I don't like that. So I'm just going to use water streams for now. But anyways, guys, that's probably gonna wind up being it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. That's gonna be it. I'll be seeing you guys here in the next one. So long. See ya. Bye.